Happy Thursday. It's Therapy Thursday, everybody. It is Therapy Thursday. I got my girls with me today. Happy Thursday. It's Therapy Thursday. Come on into the room. Come on into the room. We just chilling tonight. We just having a good time. I have a treat for you guys. It's not just me tonight. I've got friends. Come on into the room, and as you come in, share the live. Thank you for coming in today. So you all know me. I like to start close to on time, as close to on time as possible. So welcome to tonight's Therapy Thursday. You know me. I'm Dr. Triffy. I'm a licensed psychologist in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist. And I like to say that I teach people how to think better so they can feel better and they can do better. Now, I've been on the teaching end of this for a long time, from 1996 till now. And a lot of what I've had to teach people over the years, this 2021, it forced me to pull it out and use it for myself. Hmm? Use it for myself. So this year, charity had to begin at home. And so most of you know the story if you're following me. If you don't yet know the story, last spring, my kid's father passed away suddenly. I call him the husband of my youth. Yeah, suddenly passed away. And to help the kids heal, I took them down to Dominica, which is my home. And we spent a good month there just relaxing, releasing, letting go, processing, traveling around the country, and just sharing. And that helped them so much and me because a thing happens when somebody you've been with dies. The whole relationship just kind of floods, flashes before your eyes. You process things that you probably thought you had processed. You start, they come up again and you got to deal with it. So when life decided to send me another curveball in December and my fiance died suddenly, I really knew I had to get away. And so travel is also something he and I did a lot of together. So it was perfect for me. And I escaped to Jamaica alone, jumped into rivers, and uh, went down rivers with nice, strong young men, giving me, what do you call it, foot rubs, and swam with dolphins. And as soon as I came back, though, I could feel the weight coming back on me. And I just don't want to go so low that I cannot get up out of the hole. So this February 22nd, 2/22/22 was going to be a very special day for Camps and me. So I said, I'm going to go where we had planned to go. But this time, I was not going to go alone. And two of these lovely ladies with me tonight went with me. So, Agatha, could you tell them who you are to me? Like, how did you come to go on this trip with this lovely lady? What was who are you? Introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, everyone. I am Agatha. I am one of the nieces that's always placed on the spot. So um, I ended up going to Venice just through having conversation, just randomly, like, I wish you could come. I'm like, well, I think I can. Um, did what I have to do with getting permission from school and all of that. And luckily, one of the benefits of having a Dominican passport, like I guess one of the okay, I wouldn't say that. One of the benefits of having the Dominican passport is that we're allowed to visit EU countries for
Yeah.
less than 90 days without visa. So it
Mhm.
basically just worked out. Like with my passport, all I needed was my passport, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, so it worked out last minute. It was literally last minute.
Mhm.
It just happened to work out. So
And I'm
I
so
went
grateful.
alone. I know. I was very grateful that I could come
Yeah.
and just provide some support.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. And the lovely Michelle. Who are you, Michelle?
Who am I to you?
Who are you?
ah, my name is Michelle Green. I am a licensed professional counselor, um, certified hypnotherapist. Also, I am a certified supervisor for LPCs who are pursuing licensure.
Mhm.
I am met Dr. Wallace through business. And what was it, 2010, and we've been side by side ever since 2010. She's become my not only my mentor, she's become my friend. So I
Mhm.
can say my sister.
Yes.
So my sister, because
Yes.
we've grown, and we've gone through the um, growing pains of life, being a single parent,
Mhm.
running businesses, and growing through this profession. We've gone through all of those pains together over
Yeah.
these past years. So that's why I call her my sister. That's where we are.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was so happy when Michelle could come because, like you heard, in addition to being my sister and friend, she's also a therapist. So look, when I needed my little therapizing, that's all word we use, right? I knew I had somebody who could be there for me and with me. So yeah, so we took off and we went to Italy. We headed straight to Venice and we shared some of that, some of the pictures with you. Tonight we want to talk about our top five. I break this down into a top five just because Camps likes the top 5% of anything. So I go through. So I want to talk about the joys of the trip, like the highlights of the trip for you, pains of the trip for you, what you think you never want to do again, or you don't want to do again if you had to go back. What do you want to do again if you go back? And what were the lessons for you? What were the lessons for you? And I'll share some of mine as well. So what was maybe like the pit of the trip for you? What was the what do you never want to happen again? Like if you go back to Italy or you go traveling.
Look, for me, it's the cold weather, but I'm a Jersey girl at heart, but I haven't been in New Jersey for wintertime in a while. Because I like being warm. I like this. That was the only thing. I just hate being cold. So it
Yeah.
was
The
freezing
cold
for
was
a
kind of
while.
interesting. The cold was kind of like it was kind of colder, I
Different
think.
cold.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was nippy. It was really nippy. Yes. And you,
Mhm.
Agatha, what was the lowest part, the pit of the trip for you? What do you not want to do again if you travel or if you go back to Italy?
I wouldn't say it was, I don't think I had any pits really for the trip, honestly. I have to be honest, I don't think I had any pits. But what I would say is, what I would like, if I ever do go back to Italy, is to go for a longer period and go to other places, other parts, because I really, really, really want to go to the vineyards and just do some wine tasting and all of that. So
So wine tasting, we
yeah,
got to go to
Mhm,
like what do you
mhm.
wish you really did. Like, oh my goodness, what do you wish you really did? So for me, I hated having to do all the masking and unmasking and moving
Mm.
to the airports, especially with every minute you had to show your green pass. This green pass business, like the Italians are not playing with their COVID.
hmm
Um, they're really serious about. you having been vaccinated, and the vaccination has to have been, the most recent one has to have been
Yeah.
within the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't the case, you had to show proof that you had had COVID and recovered from COVID, and that counted as your green pass. So my daughter, the first time they asked her, we were sitting outside. She was sitting outside in the courtyard at the square, San Marcos Square, and she said somebody came up to her and said, "Hey, where's your green pass? Because you need your green pass to eat in the restaurant." And she was like, "I don't know what that is," because we had walked down a little further away from her. We couldn't tell her, and they told her, "Well, you've got to get up." You've got to get up. So yeah, so they're very serious about the green pass, and it's just a lot to be like you're lugging your luggage through the airports, and you got to be your glasses is steaming up, and yeah, I really can't wait for all of that to be done. I really can't wait for all of that to be done.
Mhm.
Yeah. So okay, Agnes is on. Agnes says, "Hey sis, you and your wine." You and your wife, you still have to remind me. I want to talk about that night in Rome where I needed something, man. I needed something. Um, Babs is saying, lunatic is saying, see, Gatha, how are you, girly? Baba. Baba is saying, how are
Hi,
you?
Baba.
Yes. Okay. So that you say would, so we just talked about our pains or the things that felt like they were stressful for us. What do you not want to ever do again or not want to ever happen, like traveling or going back to Italy? Any nots? Any nevers?
Yeah,
It's
I
hard.
don't have any.
It's hard.
Not at
Come on.
all.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
probably not pay $60 to go 2 minutes away. Not
Oh,
have to pay the water tax, $60 just to go 2 minutes away.
Mhm.
so, okay, y'all. So the water, there's water everywhere, of course, in Venice. And to get anywhere, you have to take a water taxi, or you can ride the gondola, which is really not going far, but or depending on where you're going, yes, you can drive, but for the most part, to make your way through, you gotta walk a lot or get a water vehicle.
Mhm.
Well, we were told that there are standard rates, but that standard rate was a lot for a real short ride
Nice.
that we
And
took.
in the flop.
Yeah, and that hurt us for the whole day. We were like $60 for like, well, how long was it?
Yeah,
5
like 5 minutes.
It was about 5 minutes. The second ride was what we were supposed to get for that
Yeah.
money.
No,
That
that
was
second
that.
ride
Hmm.
was longer, and yeah, we felt like we paid the right amount of money for the amount of time. So
Hmm.
that was what we never want to happen again. I'll tell you what I never want to happen again. When we went to Rome, there was a nice little man helping us out, trying to get us through the gates so we could get the train back from Rome to
Victor.
Venice. What's his name? Victor.
Victor.
Victor kept flirting, man. Victor was, what did he say to you, Agatha? He's like, that's how he likes his women. He's
Yeah,
like,
you don't like little bit.
he said he does not like little bit. I can't make his accent, but Victor said he does not like little bit, he likes a lot. And those was his perfect a lot. His perfect. But Victor was trying to, in Dominica, we say key on us because by the time we got to enter in the train, the little thing where you move in, go inside to catch your train. Victor said, "Well, I have four little kids."
Yeah.
Victor said he had four kids, and he needed some help. He needed some. Yeah, please. I
Yeah.
tried to give Victor $5. Victor was like, "No." So I ended up giving Victor like a 20 euro, I think.
Mhm.
I want to say it was 20 euro. That's a lot for the little bit of assistance that look, camps that would never have happened. He'd have been like, man, please, like no. And I knew he was because we were all girls, he was going in really hard. He was going
Mm.
hard on us. Yes. Hi Petra, good evening. Hope you all enjoyed your trip, is what Petra said, and she said she's glad to see some smiles. Yes, yes.
Mhm, mhm,
I'm glad to feel the smile too, I tell you that. Uh,
mhm,
Now, what were your joys?
mm.
What were your joys? What was your favorite experience? What do you want to do again?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I was trying to list my top five, and I'm like, no, let me change it around. Um, I might move that.
I know
Well,
my. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I can say my top five, but wasn't it was the experience of watching people, especially when we were on the, and I watch people a lot,
Mhm,
especially when we were on the tour bus,
mhm.
when I was watching people when they were crossing the street, when they were as they were driving, they weren't rushing. Everyone was they crossing the street. They weren't rushing. They weren't worried about getting hit by the car like we were. Almost got hit a couple times, but they were just okay. Everything was peace. That I learned to slow
Yeah,
down a little bit.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so that was my number five. That's what I did learn from just watching the people.
yeah. How about you, Agatha?
Oh, what did I learn?
What was your favorite experience? What were some of your top experiences?
Well, for sure, just being there, for sure.
Mm,
Um, One of my, I would say one I really have at my top was obviously visiting the Vatican. Um, it was, we made the right decision to take the guided tour.
mhm.
The Vatican is a vast, and that tour, that tour, Lord Jesus, was so long, but it really was one of my favorite experiences. Just being there and thinking back to, back in the days when all of these things were happening and they were painting and they were, and just all of these things you've read about, you've seen movies about, like to actually feel like you were there, that probably just had like a little bit of it, a little taste of it, like what it might have been all those years. And it's
Yeah.
just so beautiful. And it
Mhm.
was just so beautiful. And there is one of my favorite things learning at the Vatican was that I think it might be in Rome, but Dominica is there. One of the maps that were painted on the walls,
Yes.
there's Dominica.
Yes.
Oh,
Part of them, I took a picture of it. I
Yes.
think I have a picture of it. Dominica is right there. And that just made me feel like, oh my God, like that felt really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. That's. So, what was one of your like favorite experiences?
Mm. Seeing the art in person, it was. I'm still trying to absorb it, and I was just trying to take a picture of everything in my mind so I can remember it.
Mm.
Just really seeing the art in Rome in person that I had never in a million years imagined that I would doing to see it with my
Yeah.
very eyes. These were things that I had only seen in the book,
Yeah.
magazines or in movies or heard about in school. So it was awesome. It was really mind blowing for me to just really see that art in person.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, Rosemond is saying bonsoir, bonsoir. Rosemond, ça qu'a fait cousine moi. Dave, hi, my cousin. Yes, we had a good time. We had a really, really lovely time. Like it just felt blessed from the beginning to the end. Fairly good evening to you too. Bonsoir. Yeah, it felt blessed from beginning to end. Um, that's a little story I shared with Michelle and my sister. Like the night before the trip, one of Camp's friends asked me today, did you feel his energy? And I was like, from the night before. I felt his energy because I was getting ready, to I was looking through my little bags. You have your little, what jewelry am I bringing? What am I not bringing? And I was looking through one of the little bags and I found money from him, like in an envelope in the jewelry. And I was like, I don't remember putting the money there. When you put something away,
Mhm.
you might not remember exactly where you put it. Like if somebody said, go find it, you'd never be able to find it. And that night, I was like, I was not looking for that. But look at that. Okay, 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 okay. I see you. I see you. I see you. And then when we were at that restaurant, the
Mhm.
area, I cravate with our friend Raj, Raj and Kamal. We went there the first day we went out to, after we did the photo shoot. We went to eat. We put on our travel therapy t-shirts, which Michelle gifted us with. Michelle surprised.
Mhm.
So, y'all, this t-shirt was not planned, okay? This travel therapy t-shirt right here was completely not planned. We wake up the morning after we get into Venice, and Michelle is like, I've got something for you guys, for everybody. And bam, she had, she had prepared. And the lovely lady who did it was, what's her name?
April.
Michelle.
April.
April. And
Mhm.
what she does she have a store online?
Yes, it's Arbery's Closet.
Abril's closet, like
Yes.
Abril, right?
Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. Abril, like April in Spanish. Closet. Okay. Yeah. Just so we were just sashaying and chanting through Venice. But yeah, but Raj and Kamal at that Osteria I Cravate restaurant, we eat our food and we're like, he asks us, do you all want dessert? And we say, mm-mm, we're full, completely full. And he's like, no, it's okay. I've got a surprise for you. It's on the house. And he brings out this creme brulee, which is Camp's favorite dessert. I was like, yeah, yeah, energy is. We don't die. I don't think we don't die. Our energy shifts into something else. But I think when we're paying attention, we see them and we feel them. So Michelle was remembering too that Raj started talking about how love is forever and distance doesn't change love. Like you could be in
Yeah.
Venice and love somebody in Italy, your heart feels the same about them, even if they're thousands and thousands of miles away. So what caused Raj to launch into that discussion?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm taking it to mean that we were well chaperoned and
Yeah.
surrounded and supported by camps.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so we took another campaigner kind of idea. Josley, Agatha, my niece, you came up with this hashtag. What's the hashtag?
WWGD. So
Yeah,
that's
really.
like, what would Glenn do in every situation? From the time we left to go to Rome,
Mhm.
it started with while we were at the train station getting the tickets to the train, make our way. The lady asked us, you want what class do you like? Where do you want to sit in the train and whatever? And she's like, there's this class, there's this class. It was like, there's business class and whatever. And it's like, we're like, okay, let's just go. You see, one way Michelle was down because Michelle was in her Pisces energies, like, whatever, I'm down.
Libra, a Libra.
Her Libra, it was okay. So you only live once, and what would Glenn do? And then
Yeah,
just like, it just went with it.
Going all the way,
yeah.
Yep.
top class.
Yeah. You live once and you get the best.
Mhm.
If the value is worth it. So you're not
Yeah.
just wasting your money, but you're looking for the best experience within your means, within what you have. You're looking for the best. Yeah. So that ended up being very lovely. Yeah, very lovely experience. Okay. We stayed for a week? Do y'all think we had enough time in Italy?
No.
Of course not.
Why not?
Didn't have enough time to find me an Italian man. That was trying to be my Italian husband.
Michelle needed more time to say yes to a lovely Italian man. They were so kind, weren't they?
Yes, yes. I miss that kindness.
Mhm.
Um, it was different. It was a different type of energy over there. The people were really nice, but of course, there, it's like everywhere.
Hmm.
People, there are some buttholes, but
Right,
for the most part,
right.
um, the people were great. They were
It was a
sweet,
gentle
nice,
energy.
and helpful. If they, with the language barrier, they were as
Mhm.
helpful as they could be. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It was a gentle, accepting, kind energy,
Accommodating.
accommodating.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, so I think we had the thing with doors. I love doors, right? We would stop and take pictures in people's doorways, essentially. But it seemed like every time we were trying to do it, the owner of the house was coming in. But they were so generous. They just, like one lady just, she was like, go ahead, take your picture. So Rukia said, I was living through you guys on that trip. Oh, yes, yes. Dr. Nick says, what a lovely trip. It really was. It really
Mhm.
was. Like just very, like for me, I feel very satisfied, like
Yeah.
at, like, I don't know, something happened. Many things happened, and I'll share some of my lessons or what I've been processing about that experience. My cousin said he's seeing my smile more. Yeah,
Mhm.
like I have more energy this week. I told my staff I had energy Monday, Tuesday, well, half of Wednesday, but that's that's an improvement.
Mhm.
So Rukia said we should be there for at least 3 weeks. Like seriously,
Yeah. Definitely.
you need time in Italy. You need time in Italy. She says the best 24 hours of her life she spent in Rome alone. The best decision she ever made.
Wow.
Best decision she ever made. I think the thing that hit me the most when I got into Rome itself. So Venice is its own vibe. Venice
Hmm.
is its own unique vibe.
Mhm.
Rome was like old and new. So it
Mhm.
felt like I was back in the day, like you were saying, Agatha, like you're back in the history book, like you're in a history book or
Mhm.
something, but you're also present now. And it's just like one of the tour guides, the lady we took the tour with through the Vatican, she said, she made the reference a couple of times to, hey, in 1490, whatever, 1492, 1493, your country was not formed yet in America. And we had these paintings. Some of these works were already there. So just to think about, like, oh my goodness, these things have been there and existing for so long, and to be a part of that, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Mhm. You said
Uh,
when we discovered America.
say that again. What'd you say?
I said the tour guide would often say when we discovered America.
Yes, yes,
She
yes.
made that clear for the Americans.
Yeah. What would y'all say would be the best way to use your time? Like, if you had to recurate that trip, what would you make sure you did? What would you tell a
Mhm.
person? Make sure you do this.
Oh.
I would definitely I would go to Rome first
Hmm.
and then take a day or two in Venice
Hmm.
because obviously Venice is a much smaller island, it's much smaller,
Hmm.
and 2 3 days might be enough to really
Hmm.
get the full essence of Venice.
Hmm.
Sorry, but for Rome, oh my God, it's so vast. There's so many things to do, so much to see. It just felt like you want to go there, you want to go there, you want to go there. So I would have gone to Rome and spent more time in Rome. The bus we did, the what is it, hop on, hop off
Mm-hmm.
bus.
Yes.
That is actually one of the best way, in my opinion, to see the city and to see the sights. The fact that you don't have to worry about how you get in between sites, that is
Mm-hmm.
the best thing. You go, you hop off, you go to watch this, you spend 2 hours there or whatever the case may be. You just walk back to the stop and you wait for the bus to come back. It comes back every 20 minutes. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the best ways to actually see the city. But I would spend more time in Rome if I could do it again.
Mm-hmm. And let that be the focal point, like be your base, and then
Yeah.
branch out from there. Yeah, we definitely wanted, like we thought about, of course, Amalfi Coast, but it was going to
Uh,
be so far away from where we were. That's
Mm-hmm.
an entirely other trip.
yeah,
Like,
definitely.
yeah, that's a trip by itself. For
Yep.
like you
Mm-hmm.
take it all in, to take it all in. Linnell said, "Hey, ladies." And
Hey now.
was with us on the water taxi, wasn't she? When,
Yeah.
yes, Manel. Rukia said, yep, like back in the history books and in the present, it was like, oh my. Yeah, she was like, oh my, the entire time. That's the
Mhm,
feeling I had. Like when
mhm.
we came upon the Colosseum, like that
Yeah.
emotion, I was emotionally
Yeah, yeah.
overwhelmed.
The Colosseum really, it really. I didn't think I would have felt that way or be affected like that. I was really, when I saw it, I was in awe.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
speechless. Just wow. That's all. And even on my videotape, I'm like, wow. That's all I could say was,
Yeah, that it hit
mhm,
me somewhere. So
mhm.
all throughout that trip, like up till we got to that point, I was holding my own. I have people around me. Yeah, I'm holding my own. But when we came up on the Colosseum, I remember conversations, we would have where he'd say, "Yeah, you gotta come. We gotta go. This is where we go. This is where we're going. This is where I want you to go." And I'd be like busting his chops, like, man, no, it's okay. Da, 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 da. I was like, oh my God. Like, this is what he's been trying to say, you know? That it just, I started, I started doing this, y'all. And then that leads us to the evening. Like, from that point of the Coliseum to the end of that hop on, hop off bus, I was so grateful for the mask and my shades. And yeah, I probably cried till I went to sleep. But my sisters, my good sisters here, the therapist included, what did y'all give me that night? What did we get that night?
Shots, 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 shots. Flat of Russian tequila.
Tequila, tequila.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That knocked me out, and I went straight to sleep. I had a good sleep that night. Good sleep, and then we were not planning to stay overnight, were we?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but we realized there was just too much to
Yeah,
see.
one day would not have been enough.
No, one day would not have been enough. So we stayed overnight and then went to the Vatican the next day. And as you were saying, Agatha, the tour was grueling, if
Mhm.
I may say so. It was like about 2 hours, but like
2.5 hours, yeah.
yes, 2.5 hours, but it was complete, like thorough,
Yes.
thorough. And is the more you see, the more there is to see. The more you
Mhm.
see, and everything you see is a highlight on its own merit, on its
Mhm.
own merit. And yeah, finally getting into that Sistine Chapel, like,
Mm.
whoa, like this, whoa. Yeah. Um, Rukia said, yeah, that's why you need 3 weeks. Yeah, hi, my sister. How are you? How are you? How are you? Shot therapy. She helped her with shot therapy. Let me tell you. Yeah, I was in my feelings a lot that from that Coliseum till the night. And yeah, it helped. Um, Linnell said, oh, tequila was good for you. It sure did. It sure did. Yeah, yeah. Wine was not going to cut it that night. So yeah. Um. So I was going to ask, what would you say is the best way to get around the city? But you kind of hit on that.
Mm,
Yeah, you were
yeah.
saying hop on, hop
The
off.
hop on, hop off is the best. I think it's the best
Yeah.
um, bang for your buck. And it actually came in handy for us that second day that we had to go to the Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you all should know, the Europeans don't play. And those people were like, we were going to take the public bus to get to the Vatican and to get to the other places we wanted to go. And these people were like, nope, we're striking today. Nobody's driving today.
That's
Nobody's
right.
driving. And like all the public transportation was just, and it was taxi or the hop on hop off bus, and the taxi obviously would be too expensive, so we
Yeah.
had to do the hop on hop off. So that is also something to keep in mind. Going to a European country, these people, they will strike at the drop of a hat. They don't care who it affects. Whose lives it interrupts, they will strike. So the hop on hop off is, I think, the best way to get around the city and to see the sights.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, I really wanted to see the Trevi Fountain.
Yeah.
Um, for historical reasons. Legend has it that well, camps I have this right here. This is a Camp went to Duke, right? And this is him over here, right there. And in undergrad, that's where he fell in love with Rome. They went over to Rome, like you do study abroad. And, at that age, imagine, you go there and you stay for like a good while. You able to take it all in, like we're saying. So he was just like, like about it. So I was really happy I got to do that. Um, and to get a little taste, I really do agree with you, Agatha, that Rome should be the focal point the next time we go. Next time we go, like you almost have to go every year or something.
Mm,
It's like so much to do. Um, a question for the both of you. I talk about travel therapy and travel as a way of behavioral activation, which is you make yourself do things that you find valuable, pleasurable, positive, instead of not doing, which is what your body and your brain tends to want to do when you're sad, depressed, grieving, whatever, going through a hard time. Um, Did you see any change in me from the beginning of the trip to the end? Would you say that the travel therapy was working for me? Right? If so, how?
well, you um, besides the times when you got emotional, you're laughing, like you're really laughing
Mhm.
every day. Um, you were, you know, ready to do this. You wanted, let's try this, let's do this. Like there was no, like hesitation or no, like, even the day when you really felt, I think it was that the second, the 22nd, on that day that you said you really felt like you just wanted to stay in bed, but you're like, nope, no, I'm pushing through and I'm getting up and we're doing this, we're doing the shoot and all of that. So I saw that change, that you actually felt like there was a purpose, like you really wanted to do stuff, you wanted to experience things, you don't want to just take that up, have the opportunity to go there and be down about it. You prefer to just go out and actually experience it and do the things he always wanted to do with you, and to go to places that he wanted to go with you, and to just have that experience and to make that memory.
Mhm. Yeah,
Mhm.
it got, Michelle, you started talking about creating joy and creating memories on purpose.
Mhm.
Can you talk
Mhm.
about that a little bit? Like, what got you to thinking um, about that?
Um, Well, for for one, with your, I knew that the the date was significant. The
Mhm.
22222 was going to be significant for you guys. But and also, I know that a little bit about the numbers. It's for alignment, for everything to be in place.
Mhm.
And I really felt that it was coming. Everything was coming in line for you,
Mhm.
and it was coming together, and you were surrounded by love, and you had your support there. And I did see a shift. I can't pinpoint exactly when, but the feeling of sadness and overwhelmed, I did see a shift
Mhm.
somewhere. I'm not quite sure where it happened, but things were getting into alignment. So I believe everything that we did in making that day purposely special really helped. So that's, you created your own memory for that day.
Mhm.
So the day was still able to be maybe not exactly what you wanted it to be, but it was joyous. You
Yeah,
created that moment. And it'll
yeah,
never come again. Not while
yeah.
we're living 22222,
Mhm.
right?
I know, I know, I know. So there's this guy, he's a trauma expert called Peter Levine. He created this process called somatic experiencing,
Mm,
where so he's saying we have to feel better in our body. So it's not just in your mind. Like you can go to a therapist and you talk and they say, well, do this skill or change your thinking on that. But unless your body really feels it, like it can't read it, like it doesn't read it all the way.
mhm,
And when you have a traumatic event, think of death. Anybody who's lost someone, you've been going around in your life, except if that person was sick for a long time and you knew you saw them declining, declining, declining. That death is like this. So the loss, you're going full speed ahead, and then you have a sudden stop, and that stop is like, so this morning I explained it to my son, like, how do you go from every day to never again, ever again? So that's what happens. It's like a freeze that happens. But when you freeze like this, your body was still in the motion. Your body was still, and then you have to stop. So imagine like a mannequin, you're like in a state of frozenness. But if you can, Peter Levine says, if you can complete the motion, if you can complete play it out, even if it's imagination, which is why hypnotherapy is great, because in a setting you can sit and revise and review something that happened that was terrible for you, and you play it out, you rewrite the story. So for me, I think the 22222, us doing the photo shoot on the bridge,
mhm,
like, and me feeling his energy like so close, was like seriously, I felt like no separation. Like I
mhm,
felt like my heart now feels like no separation. So that's probably what happened. It's like we did a completion exercise
mhm,
on that bridge. That's what that I think is about, because seriously I feel no separation. And then the dinner, the lunch dinner
mhm.
with Raj, when he brought out the creme brulee, I was like, I'm okay. Like I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. and
Mhm,
and, and I can find a way, like one of his sisters said, to continue the bond. You find your way to continue the bond in death as in life. Like Raj explained it, you can be in Venice, but your sweetheart could be in Timbuktu. That doesn't mean you stop loving the sweetheart because you don't see the sweetheart's face. Yeah. So your mother could have passed, but she's somewhere else. You can't see her with these eyes, but that attachment can continue.
mhm,
So I think I feel some of that ability to finish, to move from the frozen state. Yeah, I still there's a 6-year-old inside of me that's still having fits. I still I'm still throwing a tantrum, like I
mhm.
don't want to see my thoughts sometimes. I'm like, what the hell is going on? But my body feels a difference after
Mm.
Italy. So this week, I think that's what the energy was about. Like I've been calling, like I'm on the calls. I'm like, yeah, let's we got to call next.
So you ready to work now?
Yeah, I'm ready to work. I'm ready to work. So yeah, so Sahara says she sees a change in me, in my face. She says you're glowing and beautiful, and she reminds us that it is Peter Levine. Um, yeah, he's got a book called Healing Trauma. If you want to learn some techniques, if you want to learn some strategies to heal yourself, he is a good place to start because he there's actually a 12 lesson, um, like an audio thingy with there's a link in the book that you can go to and you start learning how to heal yourself from the trauma. He teaches you these techniques, some of them like tapping, where you're reconnecting with your physical body, and learning your body in a different way. But really, I think the thing is, in my body, I felt, again, for real, like it felt like I was able to express the thing that was in motion. Yeah. Even if, like you said, Michelle, it was in a different way than I had anticipated. Death doesn't stop love. And if you ever said you've loved anyone, love is forever. So those of us who we say, oh, I was dating so and so, and I love him, and we're not together anymore. What happens to that love
Mm.
when you break up? What happens to that love? Does it go away? If it goes away, what you had was not love. Really, I think if what because I think love lasts forever. You might
Mhm.
not like something the person did, or their behavior didn't match up with what you really want, but love, if you really loved, that ought to last forever.
Mhm.
To last forever in some form. So, hi, Jacqueline. How are you, my sister? Shahara says, Spirit does not die, and death does not stop love. I mean, the Bible says it. Death, oh,
Oh,
death, where is your sting? Where is your victory? You don't get to have the last say, you
mhm.
know? Yes, we die in the physical, but we don't die
Mhm.
energetically.
Mhm.
That was a big course right here. Let's talk about something lighter. Okay, let's talk about shopping.
Yes.
Shopping.
Shopping was awesome.
Bag. I'm gonna let you hold that bag of the shopping. So, tell the people what are your thoughts on the shopping in opportunities.
Oh, I love fashion. So fashion, it was there. Um, and the shopping was awesome. I just wish I would have had a little bit more moolah to drop, but that's okay. I'll be ready the next time. It was great. I was just like, ooh, like a kid in a candy
So many
store.
beautiful things. So
Hmm.
many beautiful things. How about you, Jules?
Well, I had the best time in the Gucci store for sure.
Yeah.
So
Tell us about your Gucci store experience. Like, what was it like to be in a Gucci store in Italy?
it
Right,
was
right.
it was nothing that I would have expected. They were so friendly and so kind. Um, from the time we entered, they were like, "You have your green pass." We show our pass. We entered, and they were there greeting us. "Hello, how you guys doing? Come in, come in. What can we help you with? What do you need?"
Mhm.
Michelle told her what she was looking for, and they brought us, okay, come this way, and sat down and brought options to her and all of that. And from the jump, they were like, "Would you guys like something to drink?"
That's
And of
smart.
course, with all the options, with all the options available, we decided we wanted champagne.
Mhm,
So they got
mhm.
us they got a bottle, and give us drinks, and they kept topping us up. It's like, I think between her and I, we drank a bottle of wine of champagne in the store. And even though the lady knew, obviously, I didn't have Gucci money to buy anything, she still treated me like I was a potential, like I was a customer.
Yeah.
She let me try stuff on. She brought me along, just around, showing me different things. Um, just my things like, oh, it probably could, you would like that or whatever. Like, just treating me like I wasn't somebody who was not going to purchase something. So that
Mhm.
was different. That was surprising. And not just her, the other workers were the same. When they realized we didn't, our drink was done, they went and they got the bottle and they just left the bottle there with us after a certain time. So it's like, there you guys go, have fun. But it was a really great experience, I think, mostly just because of how they treated us. And they didn't make us feel like, you feel like, why are you in here? Like, you can't afford anything in here, or are you not going to buy anything? Well, okay, well, then you might have to leave. It was nothing like that.
Yeah.
And even though there were other customers there, we never felt like we were ignored, or
Bother.
they were just always attentive to us and just asking questions, what you guys need, what would you like, and all of that. So it was it was a really great experience, and Michelle really wanted her Gucci. So I made it my duty to ensure that before we leave Italy, Michelle will get her Gucci. So I happened to just see, I think, what store did I see first? What was it? Was it a Dior?
Chanel. You saw Chanel.
A Chanel. I saw
Mhm.
Chanel. And I was like, Michelle, I saw Chanel. They have to be Gucci somewhere. And so I went, or took my phone, I Googled, and they're like, Gucci is like few, like just a few, not too far from here. And we're trying to figure out where to go because it's like such a maze of a
Yeah.
bunch of different designer stores and stuff. And
Mhm.
finally, we found Gucci, and it was I think we spent like probably almost 2 hours in there.
Mhm.
It was
Wow.
just a
Yeah.
wonderful experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Now, for me, that was my first major Gucci purchase. However, when we're talking about spirit and all of those things, I realized that I talked about my friend a couple of times during the trip, and I told the story of when she took me to the Gucci store, and I was with her, and I had that experience. So it was coming up on the year anniversary of her death. And this was someone, we had been friends since childhood, sandbox friends. So this is someone who I had never known my life without her being in it. So it was a rough year. But so that brought to mind, oh, she was with me. And then she was with me, like, girl, you going, and everybody at Gucci, forget it. Cause she would be like, Glenn, buy it. Diet. You only live once. And I'll tell a really quick story. We were coming from Atlanta to New Jersey. She was she's their top 5%, right? So we were driving in the Porsche. She stopped in the Porsche and ate crab legs in the back seat of her 2000 Porsche. We were like, what is wrong with you? And she said, it's just a car. These are material things. We're like, you're right. You're right. So, and then I could hear her saying, get it. If you want it, it's when my friend, my best friend brought her car, her Mercedes. She was like, did you get, that's the last conversation they had. Did you get that car yet? Buy that car. And she said she was glad that she had finally done it because that was something that she would always push us to do. Get what you want because you
Yeah.
can't take it with you. We only live once. So, yeah, I really appreciate that because I really felt her presence. So, the anniversary of her death was the 28th. So, I didn't look on Facebook at all because didn't want to see them, all of the pictures. So I went on March the 1st. What's the first picture I see? A picture of her with her Gucci scarf on, which was the scarf this was her big first purchase when we were in Gucci, with the Gucci scarf on, that I was with her when she went to the store to buy. So I was like, okay.
I see you.
I see you. Yeah.
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 Back to what Shahara said, which is, death does not stop love and
Mhm.
spirit doesn't die. Spirit
Mhm.
just does not die. It helps in the healing when your body feels it. When your body really feels it.
Mhm.
You know that part you just said too about you can't take it with you or you don't take it with you. I think often we use it in a negative way where we say you can't take it with you, so why are you buying it? Well, I think we use well, couldn't you use the same argument? You're not taking it with you. Why don't you buy it and have the experience of it?
That,
You're not
yeah,
taking
that's the.
it
Mhm.
with you. So why are you leaving it all behind? You're leaving it all behind anyway, so why not enjoy it?
That's right.
Which was Camp's philosophy. So talking about the Gucci store, I said to myself after I left that he likes to tell me I'm cheap. I don't like to spend. But he would have said, girl, at the very least, could you have bought a coin first? Could you have bought a coin first? Which
Mhm.
I
That
could,
would
but
have been Glenn. Mhm.
I don't need I don't need anything. What I need, so anyway, hi Claudette and Carlos, my nephew Carlos. Stop by to give us a shout out. And Paulina, hi Paulina, good evening. How are you? How are you? Yeah, we're reminiscing on our Italy trip. I'm hearing some themes coming up, like love is forever. Hi Nikki. Nikki Shell is on the line. Hey Nikki. I'm hearing some themes coming up, like hey, death doesn't stop love. You know, like love is forever. Mm. I'm hearing talk about beauty, like, hey, you can, all of us are going to die. That is a given, y'all. I know we don't like to think about it, but I am very clear about that. I think I might be too clear on it because my son keeps asking me, Mom, so when was it? Yesterday when I said I had half a day energy and the other half I was like, it's tough, you know. So he said, are there times when you think you might be better on the other side?
Mhm.
Said, I said, well, actually, sometimes, yes. And he said, well, yeah, that's the energy I got from you this afternoon. I said, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm not taking myself out. I'm not, that's not my place. I'm not going to do that. Everybody feels sad um, but yeah, I'm not sure what I was saying that to say.
uh, you said death doesn't stop love. I was taking my notes now.
Yeah. So I want to bring us in like home now to because it's 7:58 and I don't like to go too far over an hour talking. But what are your big lessons? What's your big lesson overall from that travel therapy experience?
Mm.
I would say for me, it's just something I've always known, but I guess it was more apparent during that time is do whatever makes your soul happy, and obviously everything within your means,
Mhm.
and to not focus on the what ifs or what would, you might forget, oh, what would that person think, what would that person say, or that person, they think just the background noise, all the white noise. Just forget about those things and do whatever makes your soul happy, whatever that makes you feel good inside, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
That's the most, to me, that we owe to ourselves, to do whatever makes us happy. You're really happy and just feel good on the inside,
Mhm.
Mhm.
not just
That's lovely.
not just surface or
Yeah.
what we think people would think should make us happy, or the things we should do to not think about the what would this, probably I should do this, because just let go of all of that. Just try to focus on whatever makes your inside feel good. Yeah,
And
that's my
nobody else
biggest
can
takeaway.
really know that. Nobody else
Yeah.
can really know the answer to that except us, for us.
Mhm.
Not your
Mhm.
parents, not your twin, not your spouse. You know what makes you happy. You know what brings you joy. And essentially, you have opportunity and, in a way, responsibility to pursue that, to do that. Um, Claudette says love is infinite. Yes, yes, yes. The other
Mhm.
things are not. Like whatever else. That's why I say if you ever love the person truly, it should look like love. It should be forever.
Mhm.
And circumstances might change or whatever, but if you really love, you will always love. And if you liked, that might be different. If you liked a lot, if you loved it, that might end. But if you loved, it is infinite and it is forever. Nikki says that life and death are definite, they're definitive. We determine how we travel between birth and death. We determine, are we taking the hop off bus? We taking water taxi, right? Are we walking? We determine how we move through our life experience. And maybe we don't on purpose focus on that enough. And maybe we can do a better job of doing that. Paulina says, looking lovely, Dr. Triffy. Thank you, Paulina. Petra said, true love. Like if you truly love, then distance, separation in physical form, it doesn't shift that. Life is short, so just enjoy yourself and love life. That's what Petra's learning from my experience, from your experience, from our experience. So I'll tell you what I'm remembering when it comes to lessons. I think this our tour guide at the Vatican brought it home. And Michelle, you drew my attention to it because when she was speaking it out loud, you said you were thinking about me and you were hoping I was listening. So at the end of the tour, right before the tour guide leaves us and we go into the Sistine Chapel, she says, "What is life if not about love? Loving the people we're with." Luther Vandross. If you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the ones you're with. Okay? And even those who you can't be with in a physical way, because, like Raj was saying, and as we're saying tonight, love doesn't know distance. Love is infinite and eternal. So she said, love the ones you're with. And she says, live your life the best way you know how, not somebody else's life, not what your parents think. Like I have to watch myself so much with my son, especially because, I don't know, he and I would talk so much. It's his life. I have to allow him to live his life the best way he knows how. Same for me and us, like live our lives the best way we know how. Um, yes, you might take feedback from other people, but you don't have to. You don't have to do what other people are doing. You know yourself. You know what, like Agatha was saying, you know what brings you joy. And so you have to pursue that, like almost relentlessly, And that's a big lesson I'm also taking and trying to keep from camping. Look, you want to know how much pressure you the man you spending too much. Why are you buying this? Why are you buying that? Me as much. And I'm like, man, you live once. Do what makes you feel good. As long as you're not hurting somebody else, you know, do what makes you feel good. And then finally, she said, enjoy beautiful things. Enjoy beautiful things. So like art, like music, like quiet, like your baby, like your puppy, like a good book, like your trip to Italy, like go all in, all the way in, whatever you find beauty in, and be baking your cake or cookie. Enjoy it, enjoy it. Yeah. So I am holding fast to these lessons. Maybe these words and the experiences they're really hitting me, and I think they're contributing to my level of energy. If I have to compare how I feel today versus when I came back from Jamaica, from Jamaica I was still so raw that when I started hitting just Atlanta airspace, I could feel the heaviness coming. I didn't feel it this time. So yeah, it took me a good 2.5 days before I felt any heaviness. So I'm happy, y'all. I'm happy, and I'm so grateful that you all were with me. My daughter Tati was with me too, but Tati is having nothing to do with y'all's Facebook and cameras and and that. Um, I was so happy. One of my sisters, Vicky, said after I went to Jamaica alone, she was like, I was worried. So no, you can't go by yourself. You can't keep going by yourself. You have to go with people. So you all were the best to be there with me and for me. And yeah,
Thank you
I,
for inviting me. Thank you for that. That was just like making a dream come true for me. Thank you. Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Mhm.
So yeah. So any last thoughts before we say good evening?
Um, I will say I'm missing Italy every day. I could
You're missing Italy every day.
every day. Um, and this is something I think that should really become a thing. I think there's healing in it, especially doing it with people around you, having people around you who care about you. I think that's a good opportunity to heal and to just probably learn about yourself and just open yourself to new experiences.
Mhm.
So
That's true.
hopefully it becomes a thing and more people are able to join
Yeah, yeah,
eventually.
yeah.
Yes.
It's really
Yeah.
helping.
Hmm.
It's really helping. It's like such an infusion. And when you go away from, like me, when I've gone away from my what is normal and my typical, I must engage my brain. Like I must ask a taxi person for a ride. I must, I must do certain things, and so that forces me to do. You know,
Hmm.
I can't go somewhere else and starve. I must ask for food. I must engage people and talk, and my brain is seeing new things. So your brain is responding to the new information. So it must put out a different response, you know? So yeah, yeah, yeah. Michelle, any last thoughts, last words?
Yeah. Well, I actually just you really touched on it. Because my number one, my top five, my number one was actually receiving answers from the universe.
Mm,
So it really was, if we were paying attention, we were getting everything we needed.
yeah,
Our answers to our questions were getting answered. So that's it was a really big gift for me, a gift of healing, a gift of peace, a gift of love. Um and so that was my number one.
mhm, mhm. So did you have some more? You said your number one. So you had.
We went over we talked about the art, the Vatican.
Mhm.
Oh, my number two was our bonding experience.
Tell,
And
tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more.
what?
Tell me that.
Taking those shots together.
Have you ever seen me drink like hard alcohol? Was that the first
Yeah.
time or no?
You probably had like a cocktail or something, but
Yeah.
not, shot.
Yeah, I needed some hard, y'all. Need something hard. Yeah. So, Joe's, um, your mommy's on. Agnes,
Oh.
right? The life is so short, and we never know. But true love never dies. You will get there. You guys. Hello, my daughter Agatha. Your mommy's on.
Hi, mommy. We literally was just talking.
Yeah. Yeah. Julie says, thanks for sharing your experience. I learned a lot from you guys. Good night, my teacher. Julie's my Sunday school teacher. Facebook user says, I just want to glow like all of you. You all are gorgeous and inspirational. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much. Thank you so much. And Linnell says she misses us. She can't wait to get back into the grind. We can't wait for you to come back in and grind.
Just call
Yeah.
me tomorrow.
Call her tomorrow. You heard that? Call
Mhm.
Michelle tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, so everybody, this is a good time for me to wrap up so I don't get any more emotional. Um, Ramona says we need a tribe trip. Travel Mary, travel Mary.
Hashtag travel therapy.
Okay, we're gonna work that out. I think that's an excellent idea, Ramona. Agnes says, good evening and blessed evening, lovely ladies. So, yeah, just to sum it up, back again to love. Love is all. In the end, love is all. What is that? First Corinthians 13:13 says, we have all these things like faith and hope and all these other good gifts, but hey, love is where it's at. Okay, love is where it's at. And we have a responsibility. Life is life. Life life is not always doesn't always feel good. But we have to live it, even in the not feeling good, the best way we know how. And if traveling to Italy for 222 is the best way you know how, like for me, that's what you do. You gather your coins and you go to Italy and you double up your work and you come back and you change, the energy from the money you think you overspent. You just work a little harder for the next 2 months and you replace it and enjoy beautiful things. So that beautiful thing might be your face looking right back at you in the mirror tonight. So go enjoy your beautiful face. All right. Okay. And the people around you. Okay. Peace, abundance, your divine right. Let us all, people, let's make abundance happen together because we are definitely all worth it. Peace.
All right. Good night.